Well, we're into the middle of September, and these water temperatures have dropped into the high 60s. Gills that have been suspended throughout most of the summer are starting to move into these shallower weeds, these weeds that are still green. And so what I'm going to do is, we did a video on catching them on worms and then just wax worms and small plastics. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to try using slip bobbers. And so I'll give you an idea on how to set these slip bobbers up. Let me get the boat here. What I'm doing is I'm just using a medium stop, just typical medium stop. These are Easy Glides from Tackle 2000. And how you put the stop on is, what you'll do is you'll notice it's just a string on a tube like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my line and I'm just going to run my line right through that tube, like so. And now I'm going to hang on to that plastic tube, and I'm going to just work that knot right off of there like that. So see, it's just kind of hanging. Now I'm going to hang out of my rod or my line, and see, this is here, that's there, okay? It's just kind of floating. Now if you're using a typical your standard slip bobbers, what you're going to have to do is there's a bead in the package, you're going to have to add that bead, and then you're going to have to run this line through the tube of the slip bobber itself and then pull out like that and then tie your jig on. But today I'm using rocket bobber, so I'm not going to have to do that. All I'm going to do is go right from running that line on here, the slip bobber itself, and now I'm just going to tie my jig on. So here I'm just using a 1/16 ounce jig. I'm just going to take this, tie him right on right away. Okay, like so. Kind of tough to do it without the glasses. Okay. I'm just going to clip this end off here, the excess line. Okay, now I've got my slip bobber. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop this into the water a little bit, get it wet. Now that it's wet, I'm going to pull it up like this. Okay, and now there's two ends right there on this knot. All I'm going to do is grab the two and just pull them tight, just like this. Just pull it tight like that. Just like that. Now I got to make sure that I can still slide it, but it's kind of hard to slide like that. Okay, I pull that there. I can slide it up and down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this end off. And I'm going to do the same on the other end. Just cut that off right there, like so. Okay, I've got my bobber stop on. I'm going to set it up, probably, let's go with about 4 feet. Now I'm going to take a rocket bobber. All right, it has a couple of different settings. It has a lock on where I can just depress the end cap, and I can just wrap it twice around like that and let go, and now that's locked on. Or what I can do is it has a slip bobber mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to rotate that end cap 180 degrees, and you'll notice there's another hole. Now I just clip it on right here. And see, that bobber's going to slide up and down, and so when I cast out, this is going to go like this all the way till it hits that stop, and then the bobber's going to stand up like that. So now we've got our slip bobber set up. First I'm going to start out with a piece of crawler. We'll see if we can get one of these gills. It's a really nice setup because, you can fish the deep weed lines. You can set this stop out at 10 feet. You can set it at 3 feet, 5 feet. We've got ours probably about 4 feet or so. I'm just going to cast out, and what's going to happen is that bobber's going to lay flat again until that's all the way down to the stop, and then that bobber's going to stand up like that. As soon as that fish grabs it, the bobber's going to start dropping down. Now if it's the up bite, a lot of times there's one. A lot of times the crappies will go on an up bite and they'll come up underneath it. Well, then that bobber's going to lay right down. Boy, he's right in the weeds. It's a great way to fish these deep weed lines. You know, like I say, you can set it up for 3 feet all the way to 50 feet if you want. It doesn't matter. Boy, he's right in there. There you are. Come on, get out of there. It's just amazing how they, whoop, there he goes. Not a real big gill either for all that. Little gill. So now what I'm going to do is I'm using some Berkeley Power Bait 2-inch grubs. This one's a white pearl. So I'm just going to thread that on. You know, with these fish, no different than the spring. They're just a little bit more aggressive this time of year than they are in the spring, where you can go with these bigger plastics. I'm just going to take my jig and run this plastic on. Now, one of the things what you want to do is, it seems that it helps me out a lot. I don't know if it really catches more fish or not, but what I want to do is I want to have this tail not facing up like this, but facing down, okay, on that jig. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it just through here like so. And now notice that tail's down on that jig. It seems that I just have better luck. Now what I'm going to do is, you know, you've got to be quick though. When you're using plastics, you have to be fast. You know, it's great to have a strike indicator though to tell you what's going on. There's one. Oh. There's one. You know, this time of the year, I'll tell you what, just like in the spring, not a bad little fish. That looks like a crappie. Some crappie, grab that one. There we go. Little crappie. There's just so many ways to get out and catch these fish. It's just a lot of fun. Let's see if we can get another one.